Everyone has been asking for my opinion on this, and I understand why, because if this is as crazy as it sounds, then it's catastrophic for gamers, especially if you're like me, and you like to play a little Minecraft on a server with friends from time to time. Because apparently we've got Californian representatives arguing that Minecraft private servers, like ones hosted on your own computer on your own port-forwarded internet connection, are somehow a form of piracy, even when all parties involved have bought the game and the server itself, the jar for the server, is provided by Mojang, the distributors and creators of the game. It is ridiculous, and it sounds like a great example of what happens when you have tech-illiterate boomers writing up laws, or trying to write up laws, around games and technology. It's a real issue. So, I thought we'd go ahead and give this a look. I've got a video here by Louis Rosman, or Louis Rosman. I don't watch a lot of his stuff, but I've heard that he's pretty based. He advocates for consumer rights in tech and across the board. And I see we have some clippies in chat today. We have some clippies in chat today, so I already know that you are fans of Louis Rosman. So we're gonna check out his video on the Stop Killing Games issue and how apparently there's an attack on Minecraft servers. I don't know much about it, but we're about to learn what's going on, and I'm going to have a lot to say, no doubt.
Going, hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked. I'm about to have an aneurysm, I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched this testimony yet, and I swore to myself that I was never going to listen to something that the Electronic Software Association said ever again for the rest of my life, because when they speak, they're the video game lobby. It makes me want to punch my screen. Not because they won by beating me with facts and logic and reason, not because they beat me because they're just so much better at basketball than I am. It's because they suck, they lie so hard, and somehow they manage to always win. It's I don't even.
So it's literally just lying about how tech and video games work to win rulings. Okay, this is interesting. I have not followed his series on this. So hopefully he recaps it here. I'm sure chat will fill me in as well on anything
I'm
I'm
probably going
missing.
to give myself an aneurysm watching this, but I'm going to allow you to have the aneurysm along with me. So let's go. I was in California on Tuesday for the 3D printer blocking bill, and I missed this, which was on Monday. Unfortunately, there's only
That's something I would love to get into someday. I'm glad there are way larger creators already doing it, but what he just referenced, really big deal. Like being able to print your own things with your 3D printer, and there not being limitations in what you're allowed to print and make with your 3D printer or fabricate, like that's a big deal. Like they're trying to crack down on the right to print any number of given certain things a lot, and it's a big deal.
Wasn't able to make it to this, and I wish I did, because
Thank you, Chair and members. Jennifer Gibbons with the Entertainment Software Association. We are the trade association for the video game industry, and we are here to oppose
Entertainment Software Association, not the good guys from what I'm gathering.
this bill. The bill is trying to solve a problem that has not been demonstrated. It rests on two flawed premises. One, that consumers who purchase a license for a video game should have access to it indefinitely. No other digital.
So she's arguing against Stop Killing Games here, by the way. So let's I'm going to guess she's going to make some real nonsense arguments and some somewhat sound arguments, and then it's all going to be tied together with complete ignorance as how this stuff works, and it's going to be embarrassing.
A license for a video game should have access to it indefinitely. No other digital product is subject to that standard. Books, movies, music.
So okay, here's the thing. Technically, what she said is actually right, and this is why it triggers me. Technically, other forms of digital media are not subject to that.
Exactly as I thought. She's right, but she's also completely wrong in her overall point. Yeah, video games, books, movies, TV shows can all become lost media, even after purchase, in a lot of scenarios, including with the streaming space. And like you could pay 10 years of Netflix subscription to watch The Office, believing, yeah, as long as I got my Netflix subscription, I can watch The Office. I'm happy to give Netflix cumulatively thousands of dollars over the course of decades, so I can watch The Office. And then Netflix removes The Office. Like, in a sense, have you not wasted a lot of money? Because is it really worth hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars just to have, like, access to watch The Office for a decade? Is that not kind of a scam? Have you not paid to have it at that point? So, no, she's right that media can be removed from people who paid for a license to access it, so to speak, all over the place. But that's the problem. No media should be sold by this standard. You should own all your media. That is an absolute should statement. This is like arguing, well, everybody else is jumping off of a bridge, so why should I not let my kid jump off the bridge, right? Like, what do you mean? Be the change you want to see in the world. Maybe don't let your kid be one of the kids that gets hurt jumping off of a bridge.
That standard. You can very easily buy a movie or a television show from the PlayStation Store. You can literally have Sony tell you that as of September 1st, because Play has no limits, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and the
even PlayStation's doing that shit, so I didn't even need to make up an example with, like, The Office and Netflix. I didn't even need to make one up.
content will be removed from your video library. They've removed movies and television shows from people's libraries after they purchased it. If we're talking about books and textbooks, you can very easily buy a lifetime license to a textbook that is not really a lifetime license. As I went over here, you can buy a lifetime license, $109.99, but then you have to scroll down all the way over here and click this little link that's hiding over there to figure out that that is lifetime typically means 5 years of access. Lifetime typically means 5 years of access or download to a supported device. Keyword supported. Once the device is no longer supported, you can't open your file. Now, they are correct because California has a false advertising law that says that you cannot sell something with the use sell, sold, or purchase if you have the ability to take it away from a customer. And what I did is I asked all of my subscribers if they would mass report these and send letters to the Attorney General. And after hundreds to thousands of you sent your letters to the Attorney General, you know what happened? Nothing! Fucking nothing! She's right! Why are video games this protected form of media when clearly that you can take away people's movies, you can take away their television, you can take away their books? Why shouldn't we be able to take away their games? She's right. That doesn't make it okay.
Music software and online services are not required to remain available forever, yet this bill would apply that obligation to video games. This is a significant change in policy that should be seriously considered.
She's so smart, knowing that this group of people, the important, like, state senate people listening to this are absolutely not the kind of people who respect video games as, like, a form of art or entertainment in any way. And so drawing comparisons to all other forms of entertainment and claiming this is like gamers asking for special privileges of some kind, really effective at getting all these boomers to think, yeah, we don't want to take these stop killing games people seriously. Who cares? Who cares?
Second, the bill assumes that publishers are routinely taking games away from consumers without notice or compensation, which just is not accurate.
What?
I mean, it depends.
This is why I have a wiki. This is why consumerrights.wiki exists.
Like, without notice, as in, like, okay, I don't think there's ever been a case where I have bought a game that's a live service game, and at any point they warned me, hey, by the way, the servers will shut down one day. And like, you won't have access to this, this, and that. You know, like when I played the Assassin's Creed games as a kid, I never thought there would be a day where I would like boot up Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and I couldn't play the online. When I was a little kid playing that, I was like, yeah, even when I'm like 30, I'll be able to log in and play Assassin's Creed Brotherhood online mode. It'll be great. But no, the game servers shut down. The studios shut them down. And like at the end of the day, it's up to the fan base to figure out a way to support fan-made private servers for stuff like that. And oftentimes, companies will actively shut down those private servers. We saw that big time with Blizzard and Classic WoW before they released their own Classic WoW. Yeah, it was a big problem. It was a big issue.
And luckily, there is a Stop Killing Games wiki that goes over all this, because I don't have this stuff on my wiki, but I will be mirroring it if the license allows. This is not a problem. Publishers are not taking games away from people for no reason. Thank you very much to the Stop Killing Games wiki at stopkillinggames.wiki.gg. Look at this list of games that are all dead. Look at this. There is an entire, I can hit page up and look at this. Look at all, everything that is in gray on the right is dead. Look at it. Look at it. Problem that doesn't exist.
These are all games that, you know, in some cases, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people have put thousands, tens of thousands each hours into these games, spent lots of money on some of these games, these live service games with microtransactions. A lot of people have bought thousands of dollars worth of skins as individuals on these games, and now, you know, the company sees a slowdown in revenue, they're moving on to a new project, a decade passes, and now they're like, yeah, we're gonna shut down the servers, and you won't be able to play the game anymore, and also, all that money that you gave us for your cosmetics in the game, yeah, you're not getting any of those cosmetics because the game won't exist anymore, and thanks for the money, Chud. That shouldn't be how this works. This is a pretty unique situation when it comes to media. That's why they're so clever to be like, well, you know, movies and books and shows, they get their licenses revoked from people who have paid for said license all the time. But in the case of a video game, this is not happening because somebody broke some TOS. This is happening because it's no longer profitable for a company to support a live service game that many users and buyers have put tons of money into and expect to continue to own. But at the end of the day, I guess if you sign or accept the terms of service when you buy the game, then they've got you by the balls.
Examples cited in the analysis don't support the claim. In nearly every case, consumers received advance notice that online service would end, and many of these games were available for 5 to 10 years before they were sunset.
Giving me notice that you're taking away what I bought and paid for does not make it okay.
This is a question of consumer satisfaction, not consumer protection. Finally, compliance options in this bill raise serious safety and legal.
Remember, that moves it off of a legal point. Consumer protection, legal. Consumer satisfaction, business. Advertisement, stocks. Nothing legal about bad customer satisfaction.
Concerns. Where compliance is impossible, this bill is going to require refunds that bear no relationship to the years of entertainment that the consumer may have received. Whether they played the game for 10 years or 20 years, we would still have to provide them a refund.
Yes, you would. Maybe that would get you to stop taking it away from people.
And if we can't comply with the...
No, it doesn't do that. It requires that you provide a refund only...
Call me crazy, but I do think it should be more expensive for these companies to shut down their games and revoke access to people who paid for them than to keep them running. Having to refund everybody when they want to shut down their game that all these people paid for to have access to should absolutely be allowed. You know what game is actually not bad when it comes to this? When it comes to expansions becoming semi-lost media, they're kind of bad about it. But in general, when it comes to the access to the game, World of Warcraft. Granted, we're probably never going to see World of Warcraft end ever in our lifetimes. You know, it's been going for 25 years at this point. Doesn't seem to be slowing down. But with World of Warcraft, they have you pay a base sub fee every month to have access to the game. And once your month is up, it's gone. Like, you got to pay more to get another month of game time. If games were a little more upfront about selling game time and not selling a license to a game that they're one day going to take away, on its face, the subscription fee seems shitty, but it's also the most honest example of selling you a game in the industry right now. They're very upfront that you're buying game time, a month of game time, not access to the game, not a license to the game. You're not owning the game. You're buying a month of game time, and they don't say anything other than that. They're very upfront about the fact. At no point do you believe you're buying WoW when you pay for a sub. You're buying game time. And as shitty as people don't like sub fees or whatever, but it's kind of the most honest company in the gaming industry when it comes to what are you buying and paying for at this point.
Only if you are unwilling to make available what is necessary to allow people to continue playing the game.
Options. The author has said he's willing to amend the compliance options since they would encourage moving gameplay into environments outside of publisher oversight, moderation, and security controls, which raises serious safety issues. However,
You heard right to repair safety issues when they were talking about replacing a battery in a phone. Jim Farley was talking about safety issues. Somebody could kill themselves if they fix their own car. And now you're hearing about safety issues if your game is...
Yeah, never buy into this argument. Look at what John Deere did in manipulating state governments to make it illegal to mess with their proprietary hardware and fix your own equipment from their company, requiring you to get a John Deere technician to fix your John Deere equipment with their John Deere parts. and you have to pay at their fixed prices because who the fuck, you can't work with anything else. When you see how much companies are willing to get down and dirty to destroy any competition and hold the monopoly, and to make sure that people don't have a right to repair, and if they do want to get something repaired or something breaks, they either have to pay full price for a replacement or pay really high fees to fix it to the company where they bought it. All the money always has to come back to the company. That's why they're doing all these things. It's why they're eliminating physical media on PlayStation. Oh, look, now you have to go to PlayStation to buy any game. You can't buy, some used hand-me-down game at a garage sale anymore. You have to get it digitally off of the market online. This is what they want. All the money, all of the commerce around their product, they want all of it to come back to them in the end.
Allowed to continue working. I really hope that the people that are listening, if there's ever a politician that watches this channel and sees this video, listens to this and understands it for the manipulative garbage that it is. Every single time they show up to these committee hearings and talk about how this is for your safety, it is not.
Continuing to require games to be provided indefinitely cannot be done without legal and safety issues. The other case in the analysis is The Crew, which was online for 10 years. So they did not offer refunds, but there was 3 to 5 month advance notice, if I recall. So notice and refund.
I will say, if Stop Killing Games completely dies out and fails in this era, I can promise you, the day when Fortnite shuts down, Stop Killing Games will see a revival like nothing you can even imagine. So many people have put hundreds, some thousands, surprising amount, tens of thousands of dollars into Fortnite skins. There are some insanely valuable Fortnite accounts out there. If they shut down that game fully one day, there will be riots. There will be riots, bro. I mean, I've probably spent close to $300 on Fortnite, like back when I was playing that game a lot. Yeah, $300 on Fortnite sounds about right. I'd be fucking pissed. You know, I'd want my $300 back from Epic Games. You know, like I'd be, I might have spent it like a decade ago at this point, but still, if they shut down Fortnite and I'm losing those cosmetics I bought all those years ago, I'm gonna be mad.
Funds are standard industry practices. In the analysis, there's one example.
During a reasonable time, 10 years, maybe not so much.
10 years, no. But standard video game retailers will also provide refunds within 14 days if you bought a game and you didn't play it and wanted to return it. So there's also that option.
And
I like that standard, by the way, that's become so popular with game companies and retailers being like, oh yeah, you have to have played the game for a minuscule amount of time to be valid for a refund. What? Like, in what industry? There's very few industries where you can actually use the product enough to have an opinion on it, and doing that makes it so you can no longer return it and get a refund. Like, there's very few products that are like that. But video games, even Steam, like, granted, Steam is a little more friendly about it than their policies say. Like, they'll make exceptions for you. But, like, it is crazy to me how many game companies will, like, set a, say, 30-minute of game time timer before you're allowed to get a refund. Like, bro, who is playing a game for an hour, let's say, and then refunding it and having experienced it, if it's not, like, a little point-and-click indie game, right? Like, it is crazy to me that you're not allowed to actually experience the product and then make your decision on whether or not you want to return it and refund it when it comes to games. That's kind of wild to me.
And can you, the author, one part of the bill is around the ability to go on a community server. The author is stating that that's currently allowed right now, so long as you're, if I don't want to misunderstand what you said, some member.
That's correct. Minecraft is
Speaking
currently
right now.
hosted by community servers. Call of Duty community servers. So it's an option that is out there in existence here today.
They're illegal and they are not in any way affiliated with Microsoft. Microsoft for Minecraft has gotten a lot of criticism.
I feel like she dropped the mask here. I don't even think this is a lie. I think this is dropping the mask. For those that don't know, like, Microsoft is really tightening the noose on Minecraft private servers, trying to, like, shut down a lot of them. 2B2T, for instance, has had to implement immense like restrictions on freedom of speech on the server. Microsoft is seemingly trying to lock everything down to realms where you have to pay for a realm to have multiplayer, or be, you know, on like Xbox or whatever using Bedrock. Or on top of that, or no, I think you still need realms to do that. Or on top of that, what they're trying to do is lock down who can even play online for Minecraft. Because like Mojang can't, or before, Mojang couldn't ban you from playing online, right? Like you could play on a server, say or do some awful stuff, and then you get banned from that server, but then you can go play on another server. Now, Mojang, or I should say Microsoft, is banning accounts from being able to play on Minecraft servers, period. They are trying to make it more like Roblox in the sense that you're an account that can just be completely shut down if the powers that be don't like you.
Because
Okay. I'm not a
And I genuinely think they might be like looking at trying to make these private servers, like where they provided us the server jars and we host them on our computers. They might want to make that illegal. They might be thinking about it.
gamer. This is not what I do. I've never played Minecraft in my life. The last time I got involved with games was playing Dota in 2015. But where is this?
Yeah, they do provide you the jar and everything, so it is certainly not illegal. She's either very wrong or
Minecraft.net/en-us/download/server. Download the Minecraft Java Edition server.
they're illegal. They're illegal.
They put you in jail.
yeah, it's the server jar. Basically, what you do to run a Minecraft server is you download that, you put it into a folder, you run that, and then it creates a bunch of folders in that folder that you put it into and ran it in, that are like a saves folder for your world, and a bunch of other important things for the server.
Balearian Studios.
True. A bunch of other relevant stuff for the server, and you run that sort of little program, and, you know, you configure your server, you port forward through your internet, and then your friends can just put in your IP and join your Minecraft server with you. Host it on your computer, on your Minecraft world, you have your actual single player or your game client, and then you have the server client running at the same time, and simple as. Mojang gives it to you. But this lady's claiming it's illegal because it's not official from Microsoft.
Right away. No trial, no nothing.
Minecraft is currently hosted by community servers.
Right to jail.
Call of Duty.
Right to jail. Right away.
They are not in any way affiliated with Microsoft.
Believe it or not, jail.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not mad that she was able to lie. I'm mad that the vote overwhelmingly was not in favor of this bill being passed, in spite of all of this. And here's the thing that bothers me the most about all this. When we were talking about 3D printing and why this law that would require that every single 3D printer sold in the state of California should have blocking software on it that detects if it thinks you're trying to print a gun part, we said that this is impossible. This cannot be done. And we are factually correct because nobody has produced anything that has done this before. It fundamentally cannot be done.
We're not trying to scare you when we say if you pass this bill, this all goes away. But when you ask for something impossible to exist,
It feels like California Democrats, they have no one to fight. So all they're doing is just trying to find issues to acknowledge or do something about that aren't real issues. It's like Gavin Newsom wanting to pass age verification laws and stuff to protect kids, and it's like, dude, like, of all the things, like, I get that there's no Republicans to fight here, or there are, but they're scarce. But for God's sakes, can we, like, focus on the homelessness issue? Like, can we maybe try to provide, like, a lot of cheap housing and create some, like, rehab and jobs programs for California's fucking immense homeless population? Also, listen, I've lived in California a fair amount, and boy, have I, like, gone past and been around a whole lot of homeless people. They're pretty chill. Like, a lot of them would probably be very happy to be offered a job and be able to get back on their feet, you know? So maybe we do something about that instead of fucking with people's tech and video games, California politicians. Come on, you Democrats, lock in.
it can't be done.
And they ignored it. They voted in favor of that stupid-ass bill anyway, in spite of a line of 254 people showing up and saying that that's not possible. Now, the ESA shows up there and says, we can't just make a video game that lasts forever. That's not technically feasible, even though we have evidence from the 70s to the present that that's totally possible. Every single fucking game that I could think of that was made from the 70s to like 2006, 2015-ish, around that time, was playable forever. Now they're saying it's not technically feasible to have a game that's played forever. And the legislators just bought it. They're like, oh yeah, I guess they're right. You know, it's not technically feasible to do this way. I guess I'm just going to vote against it. Why is it?
And it's because we've got people that are not familiar with video games that run our government across the board. And the people that are familiar with video games, unfortunately, are like the right-wing tech bro dudes who, frankly, have no interest in preserving or protecting anything. They're just trying to enrich themselves, and you know, they're young guys, so they happen to like video games on the side. But the people actually making our laws and making these decisions, like, they don't understand what the actual argument is. I don't think half of them even know what the word microtransaction means. Like, I guess the best way you could try to explain it to them is, imagine if one of the mobile games on your phone that you've spent money on shut down and then they pocketed all your money. You know, like any of you judges play Pokemon Go. You ever bought any Pokecoins? Oh, you've bought Pokecoins? Okay, imagine tomorrow Pokemon Go shuts down. Little to no warning, they pocket all the money from all the Pokecoins you bought and you get nothing. Just a thanks for playing screen, and that's it. That would be how you try to explain it to folks like that. But I mean, I don't even think they understand. I don't think they understand like what is being stolen from consumers when this happens, because they're easily convinced that it's just the gamers are mad their video games are being taken away, not, yo, we paid, where's our refund? If you're taking the product away, where's our refund? Simple stuff. Anyway, if you want to see the rest of Lewis's video, there'll be a link down below in the description. We only watched the first half, so there's more to check out if you want to see the rest of what he has to say. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and comment, though, if you liked this video and you want to see more from me as well. And hey, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.